Before I start, before I will discuss my assigned topic, I would like to introduce myself. I am Shaira Villamor and I am 18 years old. So my assigned topic is ethics and the law. Ethics and the law serves as essential frameworks for shaping individual and society behavior, ensuring fairness, justice, and well-being of all members of society. For me, ethics and the law share the common goal of promoting well-being and justice. Ethical and the law is they are not always aligned because the law is aims to set the minimum standards of conduct necessary for society, whereas ethics can demand more from individuals. Ethics from the Greek word ethos, which means characteristics, way of acting, which includes cultural mannerism, religion, politics, laws, and social aspiration of a group of people revealed in. First is man's ability to distinguish between good and evil, right and wrong, moral and immoral. It is often considered a fundamental aspect of human nature. This moral is disseminate is thought to be drained in our thinking and decision making process, and also it is allowing us to navigate through the complexities of life and make ethical choices. Is man's obligation to do what is good and to avoid evil. The concept of man's obligation to do what is good and to avoid evil is rooted in several ethical and philosophical frameworks, like as demological ethics and natural law theory. And it is also a fundamental principle in many religious teachings and moral codes. Next is next is man's accountability for his actions, expecting reward or punishment. Man's accountability for his action, it is refers to the idea that individuals are responsible for the consequences of their choices and behavior. This concept is deeply rooted in many philosophical and religious traditions, and also it forms the basic for moral and ethical decisions making.
So there are kinds of ethics and their components. So first, kinds of ethics is the personal ethics. Personal ethics, it is a relationship to oneself to promote and maintain and protect the goal of the personality question. These goods includes the physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. So this, so the second kind of ethics is the moral ethics. So moral ethics, it brings the promotion, advocacy, protection, pursuit, and performance of the essential good between person as person and between human beings such. So moral ethics is there are some principles in it. So it includes the reverence for life, tolerance, respect of human life, justice, responsibility, altruism, and trust. So the third one is the social ethics. So social ethics, when we say social ethics, it is a promotion, advocacy, pursuit, maintenance rather of common or social publics peoples good on the part of the individual members and collective entities of society. So that's the social ethics. Under the social ethics is its principle. It includes peace and order, preservation, social justice, economic development, social tolerance. So the fourth one is professional ethics. So when we say professional ethics, it concerns with a promotion, pursuit, advocacy, protection, performance, and maintenance of the good between clients and professionals. So so this means that professionals and the public professionals and associates and professionals in the relations to their professions. Uh, Principles of the principles of professional ethics includes peace and order, preservation, uh, social justice, economic empathy, fairness to associates, respect for clients. So the next one is the family ethics. So when we say family ethics, it is the promotion, advocacy, protection, maintenance of the good of the family as a unit of relationships. So this means that uh, how you run your family, how the morality of your family goes. So the next one is the environmental ethics. So environmental ethics concerns with the promotion, advocacy, protection, performance, and maintenance of that is good for the environment. So it very it very clear that environmental ethics is all about how we manage our environment. So the principles of environmental ethics includes conservation, protection, care, restoration, balance, stewardship, formal integrity, and sustainability. So the next one is the religious ethics. So when we say religious ethics, it concerned with the promotion, advocacy, protection, performance, and maintenance of the good or a supreme being. So its principles includes the faith, the worship, thanksgiving, obedience, reverence, and piety.
Hello everyone, I am Laymer Pio Porto, and today I am going to discuss Lesson 2, The Teacher as an Ethical Person. The teacher as an ethical person. As a pre-service teacher, you are not expected to have adapted or defined a code of ethics. However, you have ethical beliefs that characterize the person you are. A pre-service teacher means that you are still on the process of preparing to become a licensed professional teacher. So as a pre-service teacher, you should have these three ethical beliefs. These are honesty, humane treatment of others, and loyalty. Honesty. Situations such as turning in projects copied from someone else as your own, or paying someone to write or make a project that you are going to submit as yours. Based on the situation, we already know that copying someone else's work as your own or paying someone to make your work is wrong. As a pre-service teacher, you must be honest in everything you do because you are soon to become an educator. Being honest is important as a teacher. Why? Because if we are honest, we can gain trust from our workmates or colleagues, and especially we can gain trust from our students and their parents. And the second one, we have humane treatment of others. Humane treatment means not making fun of people who may be different from you or may speak differently from you. This is not only for teachers but also for everyone. No, we should treat everyone with kindness. We should treat our students with kindness. As a pre-service teacher, we must practice being fair to others without making them feel different or unwanted. We should treat our students fairly, and we should avoid favoritism and discrimination inside the classroom. And the third one, we have loyalty. when one can be counted upon through thick and thin and never abandon a friend in need, such as in a situation calling for loyalty. Loyalty. As a pre-service teacher or as a teacher, we must be loyal to our job. We should love our job in order for us to teach our student well so that they can learn something from us.
So, good day, sir. Good day, student. And good day, classmate. I am Barong Eugene M., 19 years old. And the topic I will be discussing today is all about on being an ethical teacher. So, let's start. Okay, so the next topic we discuss is on being an ethical teacher. So, on being an ethical teacher is one who understands what rules to accomplish for people and how to apply these rules in situations that come with their own unique circumstances. Joyce Garrett, 2006, prefers to conceptualize being an ethical teacher in terms of four characteristics. So this means an ethical teacher is someone who has a clear understanding thou. It is also understanding of what is right and wrong and applies these principles in their interaction with students, colleges, and the community. They understand the every situations is unique and may require a different approach or solution. So there are four characteristics of on being an ethical teacher. So the first one is we have teachers of honor care about humanity. They are good listeners and communicators who embrace the needs of others before their own. So this means that these teachers genuinely care about their students and their well-being. They listen to their students' needs, concerns, and ideas and communicate effectively to help them grow. They put their students' needs before their own, showing a deep level of sympathy. Showing a deep level of empathy and understanding. So, the next one is teachers of honor live by the credo who dares teach must never cease to learn. They continuously engage themselves in the scholarship of their discipline and bring their own sense of curiosity inside the classroom, thus establishing safe environments for student curiosity. This means that great teachers are lifelong learners thou. They constantly seek to improve their knowledge and skills, and they bring this curiosity and love of learning into the classroom. This creates a safe and encouraging environment for students to be curious and explore their own learning. So the third one is teachers of honor give back to their professional and civic communities. They mentor, take leadership roles, continue their professional development, and take the spirit of giving into their classroom and community-based projects. So this means that these teachers contribute to their communities outside of the classroom. They mentors others, take on leadership roles, continue their professional developments, and bring a spirit of generosity and service into their classroom of community projects. So the last one, we have the teachers of honor work hard. They work diligently to guarantee that all students have equal access and equal community and equal opportunity. And they devise ways to engage all learners in meaningful endeavors. So this means that these teachers are dedicated and committed to their work. They strive to ensure that all students have equal opportunities to learn and succeed. And they create engaging and meaningful learning experiences for all students.
So this lesson is all about the code of ethics for professional teacher. So what is professional teacher or who is the professional teacher? So the professional teacher, he or she is the licensed professional with dignity, reputation, and high moral values. They are also emphasize and model positive character traits such as diligence, responsibility, cooperation, and respect for the law and human life. Now let's move to ethics from morality. Both morality and ethics loosely have to do with distinguishing the difference between good and bad or right or wrong. But many people think of morality as something that personal and normative, whereas ethics is the standards of good and bad distinguished by a certain community or social setting. So now let's take a closer look to the code of ethics for professional teacher.
Example, teachers are duly licensed professionals who possess dignity and reputation with high moral values. In the practice of their noble profession, they strictly adhere to observe and practice the set of ethical and moral principles, standards, and values. So, as we observe in the community, teachers are very in demand. In terms of being a teacher, there are lots of values. If you are a teacher, you must have the dignity and you should protect your reputation because you are a part of the community and you serve as a role model. So next is Article 1, Scope and Limitations. Section 1. The Philippine Constitution provides that all educational institutions shall offer quality education for all Filipino citizens, a vision that requires professionally competent teachers committed to its full realization. This code shall apply to all teachers in schools in the Philippines. Section 2. This code covers all public and private school teachers in all educational institutions at the preschool, primary, elementary, secondary levels, whether academic, vocational, special, technical, or non-formal. The term teacher shall include industrial arts and all other persons performing supervisory and or administrative functions in all school level, whether on full-time or part-time basis. In this code of ethics, they cover both public and private schools, from preschool to secondary level. And even this includes also the supervisory or administrative function in schools like the principal and supervisor even though they didn't teach. Article 2. The Teacher and the State. Section 1. The school are the nurseries of the citizens of the state. Each teacher is a trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation and is under obligation to transmit to learners such heritage as well as to elevate national morality, promote national pride, cultivate love of country, instill allegiance to the Constitution and respect for all duly constituted authorities, and promote obedience to the laws of the state. So, the teacher is, for example, you must, as a teacher, should teach your children to observe, love the country. You must show your obligation to motivate the students to love our own country and promote obedience in terms of law. So during flag ceremonies, teachers are there to guide students on how to show respect. Next, Section 2. Every teacher or school official shall actively help carry out the declared policies of the state and shall take an oath to this effect. So if there's a law in the Philippines and it's effective, you as a teacher, you should not show in the public or state that you will not follow the policies. Instead, you should be the one to persuade others to follow the declared policies. Section 3. In the interest of the state and of the Filipino people as much as of his own, every teacher shall be physically, mentally, and morally fit. So, for example, in the medical, once you apply in other school, especially in private schools, they have an exam to check if you are mentally or morally fit. Section 4. Every teacher shall possess and actualize full commitment and devotion to duty. So as a teacher, you must give your time to fully teach or to have commitment in your duty. Section 5. A teacher shall not engage in the promotion of any political, religious, or other partisan interests and shall not directly or indirectly solicit, require, collect, or receive any money, service, and other valuable material from any person for such purposes. So, as you can see and observe, there are no teachers that promote any public figure because it is forbidden. As a teacher, we should not engage in any kind of activities related to promoting a politician during election, but teachers are there to help or guide the people on voting. Section 6. Every teacher shall vote and shall exercise all other constitutional rights and responsibilities. So that every teacher should vote because it is alright, and you should be a role model in the community. Section 7. A teacher shall not use his official authority or influence to coerce any other person to follow any political course of action. So it's the same thing in Section 5. Even if you have a reputation or if you have the position, you should not force anyone to pick who will they vote because you are a teacher and you are there to support the community. Section 8. Every teacher shall enjoy academic freedom and shall have the privilege of sharing the product of his researches and investigations, provided that if the results are inimical to the declared policies of the state, they shall be drawn to the proper authorities for appropriate remedial action. So, what do you mean by academic freedom? What is it all about? According to the Supreme Court of the U.S., said that academic freedom means a university can determine for itself on academic grounds. Normally, if it's academic freedom, it's used in tertiary or college wherein teachers have academic freedom who will they teach, what you should teach and what subject you should teach, or who may be admitted to study. So you cannot forbid anyone on who they teach or what subject they want to teach. Article 12. Disciplinary Action. Section 1. Any violation of any provision of this code shall be sufficient ground for the imposition against the erring teacher of disciplinary action consisting of revocation of his certificate of registration and license as professional teacher, suspension from the practice of the teaching profession, or cancellation of his temporary or special treatment. So if a teacher violates any kinds of law, there is a possibility that he or she will be suspended.
So, Article 3, the teacher and the community. So, in Article 3, Section 1, A teacher is a facilitator of learning and of the development of the youth. He shall therefore render the best services by providing an environment conducive to such learning and growth. So a teacher must to facilitate, must to give the proper learning of a student. Next one is Article 3, Section 2. Every teacher shall provide leadership and initiative to actively participate in community movements for moral, social, educational, economic, and civic betterment. So this means that every teacher shall influence students to participate in every activity. It could be uh, it could be social, educational, economic, civic betterment, or moral. In Section 3, every teacher shall merit reasonable social recognition, for which purpose he shall behave with honor and dignity at all times and refrain from such activities as gambling, smoking, drunkenness, and other excess, much less illicit relations. So a teacher not must know uh, how she behave in school. She or he must not do anything illegal or can affect her students like smoking, gambling, or drunkenness, or anything that anything that may harm to or may influence her or his students. So in section 4, every teacher shall live for and with community and shall therefore study and understand local customs and tradition in order to have a sympathetic attitude, therefore refrain from disparaging the community. In section 5, every teacher shall help the school keep the people in community informed about the school's work and accomplishments as well as its needs problems. So, uh, a teacher must inform all the students for from from their school works, school activities. Section 6. Every teacher is an intellectual leader in the community, especially in the barangay, and shall welcome the opportunity to provide such leadership when needed, to extend counseling services as appropriate, and to actively be involved in matters affecting the welfare of the people. In Section 7, every teacher shall maintain harmonious and pleasant personal and official relations with other professionals, with government officials, and with people individually or collectively. The last one, Section 8. A teacher possesses freedom to attend church and worship as appropriate, but shall not use his position and influence to proselyte others. So, every teacher or the teacher must uh, attend church or worship gathering, etc. Uh, but they not allowed to use their position in any teacher and the profession. In Article 5, Section 1, every teacher shall actively help ensure that teaching is the noblest profession and shall manifest genuine enthusiasm and pride in teaching as a noble calling. Section 2. Every teacher shall uphold the highest possible standards of quality education, shall make the best preparation for the career of teaching, and shall at his best at all times in the practice of his profession. Section 3. Every teacher shall participate in the Continuing Professional Education or CPE program of the Professional Regulation Commission PRC and shall pursue such other studies as will improve his efficiency, enhance prestige of the profession, and strengthen his competence, virtues, and productivity in order to be nationally and internationally competitive. So every teacher um, must still go on in studying for her or his profession, that he or she may may competitive in every section 4. Every teacher shall help if duly authorized to seek support for the school, but shall not make improper mispresentation through personal advertisement and other questionable means. Section 5. Every teacher shall use the teaching profession in a manner that makes it is dignified means of earning a decent living.
Article 5. The teacher and the teaching community. On Section 1, teachers shall at all times be imbued with a spirit of professional loyalty, mutual confidence, and faith in one another. This statement emphasizes the importance of unity and support among teachers. And also, it promotes a collaborative and supportive environment among educators. Section 2. A teacher is not entitled to claim for work not his own, and shall give due credit for the work of others which he may use. This statement means that a teacher should not take credit for work that they did not create themselves. And it is also a good example for students about the importance of acknowledging and respecting the intellectual property of others. Next, Section 3. Before leaving his position, a teacher shall organize and leave to his successor such records and other data as are necessary to carry on the work. When a teacher leaves their position, they should ensure that any necessary records, lesson plans, student information, and other relevant data are organized and clearly accessible for their successor. It also demonstrates professional responsibility and consideration for the well-being of the students in the institution as a whole. Next, Section 4. A teacher shall hold inviolate all confidential information concerning associates in the school. This statement in Section 4, it is important for teachers to respect the trust placed in them and refrain from sharing or accessing confidential information without proper authorization. This guideline also helps to maintain the integrity of the school's records and documentation. Next, Section 5. It shall be the responsibility of every teacher to seek correctives for what may appear to be unprofessional and unethical conduct of any associate. Section 6. A teacher may submit to the proper authorities any justifiable criticism against an associate, preferably in writing, without violating any right of the individual concerned. Section 7. A teacher may apply for a vacant position for which he is qualified, provided that he respects the system of selection on the basis of merit and competence. Provided, further, that all qualified candidates are given to the opportunity to be considered. Next, Article 6, the teacher and higher authorities in the Philippines. Section 1. A teacher shall make it his duty to make an honest effort to understand and support the legitimate policies of the school and the administration regardless of personal feeling or private opinion, and shall faithfully carry them out. This statement emphasizes the importance of teachers standing behind the policies and decisions made by the school and its administration, even if they may personally disagree with them. This is important for maintaining a cohesive and unified educational environment, and it is also highlights the needs for teachers to be professional and respectful, even when they may not see eye to eye with the decisions being made. Next, Section 2. A teacher shall not make any false accusation or charges against superiors, especially under anonymity. However, if they are valid charges, he should present such under oath to competent authority. This rule is in place to maintain professionalism and integrity in the workplace. And it is important for teachers to not make false accusations against their superiors, because as this can damage relationships and create a negative work environment. In Section 3, this statement outlines the standard protocol for teachers when conducting official businesses. However, it is also recognized that there may be instances where a teacher believes that a reform or change is necessary, but it is being opposed by their immediate superior. In Section 4, this statement acknowledges the rights of teachers to advocate for themselves and to raise their concerns within the established democratic processes of their school or educational institution. In Section 5, this principle is based on the idea that the best qualified and most suitable candidates should be appointed, promoted, or transferred in order to ensure the effectiveness and efficiency of educational system. In Section 6, when a teacher accepts a job position, they are entering into a legal and ethical obligation to fulfill the terms of their employment contract. This means that they are expected to adhere to all the agreed upon terms and conditions, such as working hours, responsibilities, and conduct standards. By accepting the position, the teacher is acknowledging that they understand and agree to these terms and are committing to fulfilling them to the best of their abilities.
Article 7. School officials, teachers, and other personnel. So, Section 1. School officials shall at times show professional courtesy, helpfulness, and sympathy towards teachers and other personnel. Such practice being standards of effective school supervision, dignified administrations, and responsible leadership and enlightened direction. So this section means emphasize the importance of professionalism, courtesy, and empathy among school officials towards teachers and other staff. It's about creating a positive and supportive work environment. Section 2, we have school officials, teachers, and other school personnel shall consider it their cooperative responsibility to formulate policies or introduce important changes in the system at all levels. This section highlights the collective responsibility of all school personnel in shaping policies or introducing significant changes in the education system. It encouraged teamwork and collaboration. Section 3. School officials shall encourage and attend to the professional growth of all teachers under them, such as recommending them for promotion, giving them due to recognition for, meritorious performance, and allowing them to participate in conference and training programs. So this section means focuses on the role of school officials and promoting the professional growth of teachers. This could include recommending promotion, recognizing good performance, and supporting participation and professional development opportunities. So, Section 4. No school official shall dismiss or recommend for dismissal a teacher or other subordinates except for a cause. So this means this section states that a school official cannot dismiss or recommend the dismissal of a teacher or other staff member without a valid reason. It's about ensuring fairness and justice in the workplace. Section 5. School authorities concerned shall ensure that public school teachers are employed in accordance with pertinent civil service rules, and private school teachers are issued contracts specifying the terms and conditions of their work, provided that they are given, if qualified, subsequent permanent tenure in accordance with existing laws, and provided further that they are duly registered and licensed professional teacher. So this means this section outlines the hiring practices for public and private school teachers. It emphasized the importance of following civil service rules for public school teachers and providing clear contracts for private school teachers. It is also mentions the need for teachers to be registered and licensed professional. So we
The teacher and the learners. I think this is one of the most important profession in the code of ethics because this would mean the core of the job of the teachers in dealing with the learners. So the section 1 of this article is a teacher has the right and duty to determine the academic marks and the promotion of learners in the subjects they handle. Such as determination shall be in accordance with generally accepted procedures of evaluation and measurement. The teacher has the right and duty to determine the academic marks of the students. It is because the teacher is the one computing the scores of the students, and the students are the ones making their own grades. It is the teacher's duty to determine the grades of the students based on their academic performance. Always remember that not the parents, not the students, but only the teachers can determine the grades of the students. Section 2. A teacher shall recognize that the interest and welfare of learners are his first and foremost concern, and shall handle each learner justly and impartially. So meaning, the welfare of the students is a teacher's priority. You teach because of your students. You teach because you would want your students to learn something from you. You are in the school because you want to be part of the growth and development of the students, so you have to treat the students impartially. No favoritism, no biases. Section 3. Under no circumstance shall a teacher be prejudiced or discriminatory against any learner. There should be no discrimination in the class. Whether that student is a slow learner compared to other students, a teacher should not discriminate that student. Discrimination is not allowed in the classroom. Even the students, they don't have the right to discriminate the teacher. Section 4. A teacher shall not accept favors or gifts from learners, their parents, or others in their behalf in exchange for requested concessions, especially if undeserved. As a teacher, you are not allowed to accept gifts from your students or from the parents, especially if you know that they give you that gift intentionally in exchange for something or favors. But it is okay for a teacher to accept gifts from the learners if there is a celebration like Teacher's Day, because that is the time for a student to show their appreciation for their teachers by giving gifts, flowers, chocolates. But more than that, the teacher should not accept gifts from the learners or from the parents in exchange for something. Section 5. A teacher shall not accept, directly or indirectly, any remuneration from tutorials other than what is authorized for such service. For example, I have a student and that student is having a hard time to catch up every lesson during my discussion. So I decided to tutor that student after lunch so that I can help that student to understand every lesson. So by doing that, I don't have the right to ask or to accept something from the parents because it is my job to teach my students. A teacher shall not accept directly or indirectly any remuneration from tutorials because it is part of your job as a teacher. So that is for Section 5. Section 6. A teacher shall base the evaluation of the learner's work on merit and quality of academic performance. The grades of the students should only be based on their academic performance, quizzes, outputs, exams, and nothing else. You should not base the grades of the students just because that student is your favorite among the class. No, it shouldn't be like that, because the grades should be from the quality of academic performance, not on the behavior. Section 7. In a situation where mutual attraction and subsequent love develop between teacher and learner, the teacher shall exercise utmost professional discretion to avoid scandal, gossip, and preferential treatment of the learner. The teacher shall not fall in love to the learners. The teacher should not have an intimate relationship with any of his or her student. But the code says, if in the event there is a mutual attraction between the learner and the teacher, it says there that the teacher shall exercise utmost professional discretion. So meaning, if they are really in love with each other, then the teacher and the student must be discreet. They will keep their relationship as a secret to avoid scandal, gossip, and preferential treatment of the learner. But as much as possible, please do not build any intimate relationship with your student, because that is a no, 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 no. Section 8. A teacher shall not inflict corporal punishments on offending learners, nor make deductions from their scholastic ratings as a punishment for acts which are clearly not manifestations of poor scholarship. No to corporal punishments. As a teacher, you are not allowed to hurt your students. It is in the law that you should not inflict any corporal punishments on offending the learners. And the last one, Section 9, a teacher shall ensure that conditions contributive to the maximum development of learners are adequate and shall extend needed assistance in preventing or solving learners' problems and difficulties. The life of the teachers and the job of the teachers is not only during discussions or inside the classroom, but also in times when the student needs you. When they have concerns and problems and they open up to you, so you need to listen to them, and if there is something you can do to help them or to help your student solve his or her problem, then you should help. I hope that I make it clear. And now let's proceed to Article 9, which is the teacher and the parents. Section 1. A teacher shall establish and maintain cordial relations with parents and shall conduct himself to merit their confidence and respect. It is very important for the teachers to create harmonious relationship with the parents. And it is also very important for teachers to get the trust and confidence and respect of the parents. Because once the parents trust teachers, it will just be very easy for these parents to give you the full support that you need in molding the kids. Section 2. A teacher shall inform parents through proper authorities of the progress or deficiencies of learners under him, exercising utmost candor and tact in pointing out learners' deficiencies and in seeking parents' cooperation for the proper guidance and improvement of learners. The teachers and the parents should work hand in hand. It is not okay that the parents would just leave the teachers in teaching their kids, because a learner's development would be based on the joint effort of the teachers in school and the parents at home. That is why there is what we call PTA, or Parents Teachers Association, homeroom advisors, parents and teachers conference, is because through these avenues you can be able to talk about the students, about their strengths and weaknesses. The parents have to be informed about the progress of their children. And lastly, we have Section 3. A teacher shall hear parents' complaints with sympathy and understanding, and shall discourage unfair criticism. If there is a complaint from the parents against you, then you should listen to it first. Listen to what they have to say with sympathy and understanding. But if you think that you did nothing wrong, then you have to tell the parent. Now explain what you have to explain to them, because as a teacher, you should not let the parents control you, because you are the teacher of their kids. So you should not be controlled by parents. No, you should not let them overpower you. So what you have to do is listen to them. No, listen to their complaints with sympathy and understanding, so that everything will be okay.
Article 10. The Teacher and Business. Section 1. A teacher has a right to engage directly or indirectly in legitimate income generation provided that it does not relate to or adversely affect his work. So, it is okay to the teacher that he or she has a business as long as it will not affect to his work. Section 2. A teacher shall maintain a good reputation with respect to financial matters such as in the settlement of his just debts, loans, and other financial affairs. Section 3. No teacher shall act directly or indirectly as agent of or be financially interested in any commercial ventures which furnish textbooks and other school commodities in the purchase and disposal of which he can exercise official influence except only when his assignment is inherently related to such purchase and disposal, provided that such shall be in accordance with its existing regulations. Article 11. The teacher as a person. Section 1. A teacher shall live with dignity in all places and at all times. So, it is a understandable naman, no? So, proceed to section 2. Section 2. A teacher shall place premium upon self-respect and self-discipline as the principle of personal behavior in all relationship with others and in all situations. Section 3. A teacher shall maintain at all times a dignified personality which could serve as model worthy of emulation by learners, peers, and others. Section 4. It is a very important for the professional teacher. Section 4 is a teacher shall always recognize the Almighty God or Supreme Being as guide of his destiny and of the destinies of man and nature.
Article 12. Disciplinary Action. Section 1. Any violation of any provision of this code shall be sufficient ground for the imposition against the erring teacher of disciplinary action consisting of revocation of his certificate of registration and license as professional teacher, suspension from the practice of the teaching profession, or cancellation of his temporary or special treatment. So if a teacher violate any kinds of law, there is a possibility that he or she will be suspended.
We have the Article 13, effectivity. So when effectivity, we have only one section. So section 1, his code shall be approved by the Professional Regulation Commission and shall take the effect 60 days following its publication in the official gazette or any newspaper of general circulation which is earlier than in the city of Manila and its 11th day of November 1997. So this means this section is about the approval of and implementation of the code being discussed as the breakdown. So section 1 states that the code, which could be a code of ethics, conduct, or similar set of rules, must be approved by the Professional Regulation Commission. This is the body of responsible for regulating and supervising the practice of professional in the Philippines. Once approved, the code will take effect 60 days after it's published in the official gazette or any newspaper of general circulation. Whichever happens first, the official gazette is the official journal of the Republic of the Philippines, while a newspaper of general circulation is a newspaper that's widely read and distributed. So, in essence, the section is about the process of making the code of official and letting the public know about it. It ensures that there is enough time for people to become aware to the rules and before they're enforced.